the work that we're doing is beyond social media. Like, this is people's everyday lives. We are a part of their birth. So when they tell people, or they get ready to tell their children, oh, this is how you came about, this is how I prepared for you to come, your name is going to come up in that story.
We have one of my favorite people, Miss Evonna. And if you come around the office, you will either hear her voice, hear her stories, feel her spirit and her presence. I carry E with me all the time since the day I met her. So, as always, E, I have a question. Why did you become a doula?
So, hello everyone. I'm Evonna, and I became a doula because I wanted to help elevate the Black pregnant families' experiences with pregnancy, childbirth, and an early postpartum period, simply because just growing up, and if I look back on my own personal experiences with my family and just kind of watching them navigate pregnancy and birth, we had a sense of a village, but when it came to a person that was educated in birth and educated in how to navigate a hospital setting, we just didn't have that. And it really just kind of shed light on why a lot of people had the, challenging or intense experiences that they had, while giving birth. And that was what I thought birth was until I walked into the birth worker space and realized, like, oh my God, these are traumatic experiences, and people are, losing their autonomy, and they're not being provided informed consent. So that is part of the reason why I became a doula. I wanted to help the families that look like me and other families essentially just, elevate their experience and introduce them to a new way of bringing their baby Earthside.
That's right. That's my girl. So now that you've actually started doing birth work, full-time doula now, what have you experienced now that you are now actually doing the work?
Well, that's that's a lot. But I'll say, I think the most important thing that I've been experiencing is just actually seeing families get the experience that they were planning for and that they hoped for and worked so hard for, it actually coming into fruition. So I'll say seeing families take childbirth education and being mindful of their nutrition and having those talks with their families to say, I understand you have a way that you've been seeing birth go on all these years, or, since you were a child, but we're going into a new experience. So this is what I want for mine. And, now I have someone called a doula to be there for me, and a postpartum doula, and I have lactation assistants. So just seeing people really just take control over their experience and gain the confidence and awareness to make informed decisions and choices based on what they wanted. So that's what I've been seeing as a full-time birth worker. And I love it because, initially when I started, I was like, I don't know, like, I see people attending births and I see people with doula practices, but I wasn't sure that I would be a person that would be able to do those same things. So to see it just playing out right in front of me, and me also having my birth team like you, I love it here. I don't see myself doing nothing else.
Well, I don't want you to do anything else, just so you know. Like, I am always so proud of everything you've accomplished. And I always say to you, and you get tired of me saying it, you could at any time tell me that I'm great. When I say, hey, why don't you do this training? I want you to do this one. Or, sometimes my hypervigilance, it can be a little much. I understand. But if you could tell anyone anything about BirthWise and me, and the things that you've learned, what would you want them to know?
Oh, like I'm like, I'm gonna say my last question. Like, the most important thing I can say, if I had to choose one thing, I would say, in order to be a part of a practice and a journey like BirthWise, you would really have to really be a person that's ready to do the work, and not from a space of, oh, this is cute, we can post our pictures on Instagram and stuff like that. That is cute. Like, if families are open to being recorded for content or marketing purposes, that's fine. But essentially, the work that we're doing is beyond social media. Like, this is people's everyday lives. We are a part of their birth. So when they tell people, or they get ready to tell their children, oh, this is how you came about, this is how I prepare for you to come, your name is going to come up in that story. So you want to make sure that you are continuing your education, that you're reaching out for support if you feel like you need additional questions, or something is just really beyond your, beyond your scope. You need to be able to reach out and get the help and get the support that you need as a birth worker. So if you're going to be part of BirthWise, you just going to have to be on it. That's how I feel. But I'll say, from when I first met you until now, I just see like, I don't know, it's like a full cycle of how I've just gained more confidence and expanded my birth worker, resource list, and having you as a resource with lactation, childbirth education, and even for me to just call and say, this is what I'm experiencing with this client. Have you ever seen this before? Have you ever heard this before? Or how did you navigate this? Like, being able to have you as a mentor and another advanced birth worker on my team, it has helped expand in my business, because I can go in and say, it's not just me. I have a team of doulas that actually support my business as well, and I support theirs, and we work together, things like that. So I feel like the most important thing, like, when I think about BirthWise is, and I say this to my clients all the time, like, hit Toni up when you're ready. Like, when you're ready to really know what to do and how to do it and all those things, you know who to call. So that's just kind of the energy that I have, and really the reverence that I have for you as a person too. Like, that's how I see you. So I'm not about to just be playing on the phone with you like, oh yeah, ha, ha, ha. No, it's gonna be some real stuff that we talk about. So, I know that was totally off from what you said, but I just had to get that out. Just know, when you call BirthWise, you're going to get everything that you wanted and more. You're going to have so many people on your team that's checking in on you, that you have access to. You are literally going to have a resource that is interconnected with so many perinatal professionals and postpartum professionals in North Carolina. This is a person that is literally going to be my doula. So, hey, everybody calls Toni when they need something, when they have a question about something. Even doctors and midwives and nurses reach out to her. So, this is BirthWise. Toni is the face of BirthWise. She know what she's doing. We come to her.
Well, thank you. I just want y'all to know that Evonna is an amazing doula. Her commitment and her love for her clients impresses me. I'm not easily impressed, but she is the real deal. She's the genuine article, and I adore her. So if you want a doula and you are in Atlanta, look her up. Evonna's heart and her genuine care and concern is real. And she has subscribed to some of the BirthWise ways with education. So she is getting ready to take an amazing trip that will come back and give us all, me included, new skills, new knowledge. So if you want to tell them what you're doing.
So I just got awarded a scholarship to attend an Indigenous Birthworkers Training in Merida, Mexico. And it's so funny, Toni, because I literally said to myself that I wanted to do an immersive training out of the country. And then this this opportunity presented itself, and it's for birth workers of color. We'll be learning about Caribbean herbalism, different types of womb healing modalities that the Mayan people use to this day for their own postpartum healing and mothers in their villages. And we're essentially bringing back this wisdom and information back to the States and back to our birthwork communities so that we can offer more and Indigenous practices as these parents navigate the postpartum period. So, they'll still have their evidence-based information as well as ancestral knowledge that people use today to kind of help guide them throughout their healing process.
And so one of the things that I'll say is that I'm the technical one. And Evonna is always the one that brings me more creativity. I am definitely the book scholar one, and Evonna always is so immersive, and I just love it. I love it too. So I just wanted everyone to see more of the team, because they think it's just me, but when I tell you that I am not alone, I mean just that. We got kids too, I see it. So get ready for your trip. Thank you for stopping by. And this is Black maternal health care. This is what we do. We bring the ideas and the knowledge from generations, as well as the evidence-based care, the childbirth education, the lactation support, to turn this whole ship around and point it in the right direction. So I see you.
Thank you, Toni.